can't gang, we about to blow up. If you ain't then I'm not interested. I made money, then I invested. Fat and she big breasted, and she just might be the next contestant. Cause this right here, party of the year. Spot the champagne and put your hands in the air. You getting higher than the lair, so let your problems disappear. All them haters in the rear, got designer on my gear. From mama crib to a beach house, cause the pay my dues to the cheap route. So now I know what them freaks about, and now they speak about.
Girl, don't take it personal, I know that you've been drinking. Let me take you home and show you what I've been thinking. Yeah, I know you feeling nigga, liquor in your cup. I'm just trying to get it in, so let me know what's up, cuz
this right here, the party of the year. This right here, the party of the year. Put your hands in the air, Name it, do it like me. Trips to Paris to sightsee. From ashy to icy, I can see why they don't like me. Finna roll up the strong, take a puff, then we gone. I ain't seen the crib in so long, think about the miles I've flown. Come on girl, this is a celebration. When I walk through, I didn't take for me, I'll change the situation. How you buying shit with no hesitation? I know you like that, Red bottom shoe with the Louis V bag,
Girl, don't take it personal, I know that you've been drinking. Just let me take you home and show you what I've been thinking. Yeah, I know you feeling nigga, liquor in your cup. I'm just trying to get it in, so let me know what's up, cuz
this right here, the party of the year. This right here, the party of the year. Put your hands in the air, Get your hands in the air, Get your hands in the air,
Alrighty, what is going on, guys? I am the one, the only, the WOOKIE. Gotta find a way to kill my desktop audio. Yeah, get rid of all that good stuff. A couple guys asked me to do a post-game stream. I don't even know what to say about this Packers team, to be 100% honest with you. Get President Trump in to speak to Dom Capers. He proved on The Apprentice he knows how to fire incompetent people. Dom Capers, is this Dom's fault? And I'm going to tell you no. Luke, it's not Dom's fault. It's not Dom's fault at all. He has a beat to piss secondary. That secondary right now is, I'm pretty sure they were drawing numbers to determine which lucky contestant from the fans was going to be the one to be able to play cornerback for the Green Bay Packers. I think this falls squarely on the shoulders of a Ted Thompson. I honestly do. I think the loss falls squarely on his shoulders. He did not... Ted Thompson drafts in a way, and we know that Ted Thompson drafts in a specific way. He takes best available. Period. End of story. Whoever the best is on the board, that's who Ted's going to take, instead of drafting for need. Now, in the months following up here, last couple years in the draft, he's done much better at that. He's done 110% better of drafting for need as opposed to best available. There's still a huge problem with that, is we didn't draft any CBs last year. And obviously, right now, we have a need for cornerbacks. Our secondary is straight up garbage. Let's go. I'm guessing, Will, you're a Falcons fan. But our secondary is straight garbage. It's never been good. We haven't had the personnel to be good. We're always kind of making we're always making players into not what they are supposed to be. That's how the Packers do it. Like, we've taken defensive ends and transferred them into linebackers, and we've taken cornerbacks and made them, more, I guess you could say, nickel safeties and stuff as to that, and that's stuff that just doesn't work. We needed quarterbacks. Demarius Gunter got robbed. I shouldn't even say got robbed. He got rocked today. He proved he is not a starting cornerback in this league. Safety? He could maybe be a safety, but he's not a cornerback. He doesn't have the size and he doesn't have the speed. He's just, he's not. We got next year. Lucas, all I have to say is we got next year. Will we? Will we really get next year? I mean, that's such a saying. Like, who knows? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you whether they're going to go next year or not. I mean, next year is not a given. I mean, we saw. I mean, Rodgers could go down. It's happened in years past. So to say we got him next year is not really honestly saying much. The offense, now I know some guys on offense, we're stricken by injuries. I mean, there's nothing. We didn't have a defensive backfield. Our secondary was demolished, but then when we had some chances, wide receivers and tight ends just weren't making catches. We lost 2 offensive linemen now during this game, so that's going to be difficult at best during that situation. We saw the O-line completely break down after, I forget who went out. Was it TJ Lang, I believe, went out? After TJ Lang went out, cut it. It was almost near done. There was a couple questionable calls by refs. I never blame refs. Number one, I'm not a Dallas fan, so I don't blame refs. I'm just not. But there was a couple questionable calls. I believe there was a touchdown from Julio Jones where he didn't get the second foot down, but they gave it to him anyways. It is what it is. Dumb Fatty says, I'm happy to see them get this far. And to be honest with you, yeah, I'm coming to remember at week 10, we were 4-6. You're looking at a 4-6 Packers who say, I think we can run the table. And they did. And you got to be happy with that. You got to be, 4-6 at that point in time. We're like, we're not even going to see playoffs. We're going to be lucky to see the playoffs. And I was one of those guys who was kind of rooting for the digger. So we may be able to see Ted Thompson go. Not very many questionable play calls by McCarthy today, which is normally what people like to point the finger at. I didn't see any real questions. The draft is coming, so the Packers will get new players. This is very true. I mean, the Packers will get new players, but so will 31 other teams. And in a Ted Thompson style defense, this is a defense of, you got to know what you're doing. This is a tough defense to learn. This is a bend, don't break, and today we broke time and time and time again. Clay Matthews, I think, personally, Clay Matthews is the most overrated outside linebacker in the game right now. I'm not a huge fan of Clay. You see many, many a times where Clay comes rushing upfield. Now, I don't know if that's a designed play or what that is, but Clay comes rushing upfield, and he always goes too far upfield. And any of you guys who have even played high school football out there, maybe you've gone into your colleges like me, going too far upfield is awful. You never want to be caught too far upfield because all of a sudden, before you know it, the play is already behind you. Clay does this time and time and time again, and it's one of those things that has me pulling my hair out because why are we letting Clay? I mean, why are we not rushing 3? We have D linemen. Why are we committing outside linebackers? And Luke, you had said that we need to fire Dom. I don't know if firing Dom is necessarily the correct role. I'm not a huge fan of the Don Capers style defense. I'm not. I prefer a 4-3 over a 3-4. That's how I roll. I think the simpler, the better. And Don Capers' defense is very difficult to understand. It's proven that his defense can work. He's won a championship with the Packers. I can't remember if he's won outside. I think he's got 2 to 3 rings outside the NFL, or I shouldn't say outside the NFL, outside the Green Bay. He's got at least 1 to 2 other reasons or rings. So his defense has proven it works. The problem is it's so complicated that there's not much you can do. Jesus, I don't know what you mean by Wookie. Rodgers is going down in one hand. Not sure what that means. We get good rookies for defense over the offseason. Maybe. That all depends. Ted Thompson needs to dabble in free agency right now with cornerbacks. He needs to find a decent cornerback. We let a lot of good cornerbacks go. And there's nothing you could do about that, unfortunately. I mean, the free agency is what it is. I mean, you can't look at a couple of these cornerbacks and go, yeah, you're worth that. I mean, I forget who it was. There was a couple quarterbacks that were up into the $5-6 million a year. I'm not paying $5-6 million a year for a cornerback. It's not happening. That's outrageous. But I mean, with the league saying you have to spend X amount of dollars on a player, or not on a player, but on a team, like, it just is. I guess it is what it is. I'm not sure. I was a defensive tackle in high school and college. So that's the reason Falcon was because they played good defense, and offensive wins games and defense wins championships. Yeah, your defense was on point. I can't even deny that. There was a few questionable things that should have been flagged, but again, like I said, I'm never gonna blame refs. The game has moved to a point now. I'm in a quote-unquote Facebook argument with a buddy because, oh yeah, the refs screwed Dallas, when in fact the Dallas screwed themselves. The game has come to a point now where it moves so fast, so quick. Refs are going to miss things. It's just, that's why instant replay came back and has stayed. This game is moving utterly too fast for the refs literally to keep up with it. Yeah, I agree with you, Luke. Something new is needed. I think that something new is we need to say goodbye to Ted Thompson. That's my personal opinion. Ted Thompson, for me, you see other people adapting, or I shouldn't say adapting, but adopting his same draft and develop, and that works great, but you need to sprinkle in just a little bit of free agency now. I'm not saying go get a big-name wide receiver. That's been proven that does not work over and over and over again. Brandon Marshall, who else? Ocho Cinco. Name a big-name wide receiver, free agent wide receiver that's gone from one team to another for a payday, and the results just, they're not there. So I'm not saying get a big-name wide receiver. We are extraordinarily thin in cornerback, defensive back. I think another good linebacker or two. If we can keep all of our offense, keep them healthy, we may need some linemen, may need to keep another lineman. If we can keep that all intact and then build that defense. Because the fact of the matter is, I don't know if Peppers is coming back this year. I think Peppers might have said this was it for him. I'm not sure. Trying something new is good. A player got Rodgers down with one hand. Well, that's not unheard of. I mean, it happens all the time. You get a good grab on a jersey, you can bring anybody down. I expected us to lose today, but can anyone say they expected us to get blown out? I did not expect a blowout. I expected to lose. I expected this to be more like the Cardinals game of last year or like the Seattle game of 2 years ago. It is what it is, and there's nothing much we can do. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, it's football. My paycheck doesn't depend on it. I'm a fan. It just is what it is. Plain and simple, There may be Supercard later. I'm not 100% sure. There probably will be some Supercard later. I'm looking at the time, maybe in a couple hours. I know the kids want to watch a movie, so that's something I may do. I'm going to go watch Secret Life of Pets with them, and then maybe we'll come back, do some Supercard. Offensive strategy, no, Jesus. Defensive, yes. I think we need to get back to a much, much simpler defense than what we used to have. But if you guys got nothing else for me, I'm going to go hit a movie with the kids. And then maybe we'll be back for some Supercard later. I know a couple guys wanted me to post my thoughts. And them's my thoughts. I think, number one, does Capers have to go? Maybe. That's a tough decision to make because Capers, I don't know if Capers is the problem or if we just need to get a much simpler 3-4 in the system. I prefer a 4-3. That's my personal opinion. I think a 4-3 is much better than a 3-4. The problem that we get in that point now is we're built more or less for a 3-4. We don't have defensive ends right now. We have none. Hi, Sophie.
Hi, Daddy.
We got no defensive ends right now, really, to be playmakers at all. It's a struggle, and we're going to have to see what happens in the offseason. If you guys like this, man, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more of it, let me know. We can do a recap every Sunday of the Packers next year. It doesn't bother me at all. I love sports, all in all. But I'm going to guess my daughter's in here to tell me, we need to go watch The Secret Life of Pets. Yeah, all right, guys. So, guys, guys, I've had a ton of fun with you guys again today. Bummer that the Packers just did what they did.
Yeah, they
Total and complete bummer.
Philadelphia won.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, we just have to kind of move on, keep memories short, and move on to next year. We'll see you guys here for a little bit for maybe some Supercard. Maybe. I'm not sure as of right now, and I will catch you guys here later.